Hi, this is Zach from Worn and Wound. Today I have for review the Helson Skindiver. This is the model with C3 Superluminova and a date window. The Helson Skindiver is a tribute to the Blancpain 50 Fathoms watch, specifically the model from 1953, which was a military model. It was designed alongside French combat divers to be essentially a new standard in dive watches. In the design of this watch, they created several innovations which have become staples of basically all dive watches ever since. For example, a unidirectional rotating external bezel. Now, the Helson is visually speaking, a very faithful recreation of that watch. It has a 41mm case design by 52.35 lug to lug, making it a little bit long lug to lug, but it still wears very comfortably. It is 14.5 millimeters tall, which is largely due to this double-domed acrylic crystal, which is a very kind of gorgeous feature of the watch. It is powered by an ETA 2824-2 automatic movement, and it's a fantastic watch. Since I've owned it, I've grown to love it. I wear it constantly. I think both in terms of the looks of the watch and the build quality, it is just a great buy. It is a great value, and if you like this style, if you like vintage divers, if you like military divers, I think this is a sort of a critical piece to own. The Skindiver comes in this kind of cool diving canister, I want to call it. I don't know if that's actually what it is. It's a very hard, sturdy plastic tube with a screw-off lid. Inside you have, well, in the lid you have this rubber gasket, making the whole thing actually waterproof, which is cool. Your registration card, which indicates the date of purchase, the serial number, and the official signature of the dealer. And then inside you have this dense EVA foam for protecting the watch. You take it off and it's just slotted. Inside you have the watch itself, an additional strap, and additional screw bars. It's very cool, it's very sturdy. I'm sure it protects the watch extremely well. It's not the most practical package to have around, but I've kept it because it's just so solid. Regardless, it's nice that they put some effort into the packaging and that they don't create something that's fussier than really is appropriate for the watch. Part of what I love about the Helson Skindiver is the build quality of it. It's really an exceptionally well-made watch that I think has set the new standard for me for what a watch can be in this price range. The quality is noticeable in the heft of the watch, in the solidness of the construction. You know, absolutely nothing gives on it. It feels like it's made out of a single piece of metal. But also there's just great detailing all around. I want to show you some of my favorite details. The sharpness of the teeth on the bezel is just great. They're really, they're almost prickly, you know. They grab your finger really, really well when you want to turn the bezel. Then the bezel itself has a great mechanism. You can hear it clicking. It does not want to shift back at all. It lands exactly where you want it to land. It has 120 clicks going around, and I find it is, you know, it's quite easy to get to your mark. Some other details that I love are the numbering. Granted, that's not something that'll necessarily speak to the quality, but I think it speaks to the efforts that Helson goes through to make this just a great watch. So here it says number 81. This was watch number 81. I also love the acrylic, domed acrylic crystal on this. At first, honestly, I was a little concerned. As somebody who's destroyed many swatches in their life, I was a little worried about this acrylic crystal, but having now worn this watch for quite some time, I am confident that It's a great detail because it lends to the authenticity of the watch, but it's also it's beautiful. And any little scratch I get into there, which has happened on occasion, I have been able to polish out with Polywatch. And you know, it's easy and effortless to clean. For the Skindiver, Helson stayed very true to the original dial and bezel design of the 50 Fathoms watch. You can see that in their use of the same fonts going around the bezel, the difference in the font from the bezel to the dial, which is a detail I really like. Slightly more ornate font in the dial than there is on the exterior or on the bezel, but neither have that kind of harsh geometric or technical look that I think a lot of kind of contemporary military watches have. I think that lends it to actually being a more versatile and comfortable watch to wear. You can see that in this model there's a 12369, large rectangular markers around. These are all loomed, and then getting in even closer, you can see that it's marked for 5, 10, 20, etc. minutes, and then getting in really close, you can see it's marked for seconds, and then it's actually marked for, you know, even more precise than a second. I believe that's 1/5 of a second, actually. As I said before, this model has C3 Superluminova lume. It is remarkably strong. The slightest you know, hit of sunlight or a little bit of direct application of light, and the lume just, you know, pops right up. You can kind of see it here. I think it's perhaps the best applied lume on any watch that I have. For a diver watch, that's critical, but you know, considering that this is foremost a kind of an aesthetically vintage watch, it's great that they went so far in doing such high quality lume. The Skindiver is a very comfortable watch to wear in both size and because of its versatile styling. The satin brushed steel, the black dial, just make it kind of go with anything. You know, it also, I think, goes with a variety of different types of straps. Here I have it on this kind of nice leather NATO strap, which it kind of makes it a little more, you know, fashionable, maybe a little less sporty. You know, it comes with this rubber tropical style strap, which is authentic to, you know, more authentic to the original Blancpain 50 Fathoms. I wear it occasionally. It's nice looking. It doesn't really make the watch pop quite as well as I think, you know, this strap does, or something like this fun striped NATO strap from Crown and Buckle does. But ultimately, you know, it's sporty, but it's refined. I wear it, you know, all the time. It's kind of the kind of watch you can just throw on, which is great. You know, if you spend a lot of money on a watch, you ought to be able to wear it a lot. Just to sum up, in case I haven't made it clear, I love this watch. It's one of my favorite watches. I think it's the build quality of it is outstanding, which, you know, makes it a great purchase. You know, something you can really stand behind. But the looks of it are fantastic. The fact that it's such a reliable recreation visually of the Blancpain 50 Fathoms, at least the 1953 model, is very cool. You know, it has a very rich history, and that's something that as a, you know, a watch enthusiast you can appreciate, but also gives the watch a story. At $650, certainly not an inexpensive watch, but it's not terribly expensive either. And I think if you're looking for something with, you know, great build quality, it's going to stand up and, you know, last a long time, $650 is not too much to spend on a quality watch. And yeah, that's it. It's currently available in a bunch of different styles from the brand, including now ones with a non-numeric dial, which are very cool. I could actually see owning another one, but maybe, you know, in the future we'll look at one of those too. Thanks. Bye.